Hey there, welcome to ATL and 29, a podcast that looks at the NBA from the starting point of Atlanta. My name is Kevin Chouinard. I'm here with Tyler Jones and Glenn Willis, and we're recording on a Wednesday night right after the Brooklyn Nets and the Atlanta Hawks played. The Hawks won a game of very many mixed bags. Clearly, the worst thing about it, and hopefully we'll know something soon, is that Trae Young suffered a right knee injury. Um, if he's out for any extended time, Glenn, what do the Hawks need to do?
Play a lot better defense.
Yeah, defense is like the number one thing. I'm sorry. I got because I'm pissed. I'm like that. I still cannot believe the first 3 minutes of this game what Jalen Johnson gave out on the floor as a professional basketball player. Like that is pathetic effort. And this game is close. The game was close for like that 3 minute stretch where they're down 12-0, and Jalen Johnson is legitimately not picking anybody up in transition. Literally, the Nets weren't even sprinting down the floor. He's literally not picking anybody up. And this happened 4 straight possessions. He's given up blow-bys to like basketball players that cannot dribble, shouldn't be able to dribble by him. And it's not another coincidence that the Hawks bench unit is dominating, because when Jalen's in the game, they're not good defensively. That is the fundamental issue with this team. I understand Trae's hurt. I don't even care right now. I don't care. This team has no ceiling if Jalen Johnson isn't going to compete on the defensive side of the floor.
Uh, Tyler, you told me it was a fireable offense to want to bring Jalen Johnson off the bench.
No,
I,
that was me.
I, I,
That was
I
me.
wait.
I
Oh,
didn't say that.
Glenn, I blame
That was
that
me.
on Tyler. Shit. Um,
I mean, you know what? I mean, like,
he just
the,
needs to play
this
better.
is the
But
frustrating
but
thing. He's playing at an elite level on the offensive side of the floor.
For
sure.
sure.
He's
For sure.
doing everything the Hawks need him to do for this team to legitimately be title contenders. It's on the defensive end. Like, what are you doing, bro? I'm so like,
But what has he ever done in his career to make you feel comfortable about Trae at the front? You know, any lineup that includes Trae that also has Kristaps and Jalen.
I've seen Jalen play better defense than
Oh,
this.
of course he can play better. Like he can play
But
better,
this
but
is,
that's it's not like
but it's not the half court defense. It's literally like focus and effort. Like I can't, I can't like
it's partly half court
when
defense.
when he's locked in, it's fine. Like the half court defense has been fine for the Hawks all year. He just has these like lapses in like attention span. I is the only way I can describe it. I mean, he was also pretty bad to close the game. Like him not scram switching Luke Kennard out of these pick and rolls when he's right there, and at least force him to burn some clock, because you know they want to get Luke Kennard on Cam Thomas.
And
He's
they
not.
also gave up like a really easy switch, like the most token switch ever. And it's like you didn't have to switch that one there. Like if you put up any resistance and Jalen just kind of let him switch it on to Luke there.
Yeah, no, I mean, like Porzingis' sixth foul came because Jalen gave up a blow by to Noah Clowney. I mean, I'm just like, it's it's going to be it's 5 games now, and the effort and intensity level needed to win at an NBA level has just not been there from Jalen on the defensive side of the floor. Like I'm watching other teams, I'm watching other basketball players. Like I'm watching Jonathan Kuminga give effort. You know, I'm watching every team across the association have like some guy who like everybody's playing hard. The Blazers play hard all the time. The Jazz play hard all the time. The Pacers play hard all the time. The Mavericks are like not good, but they play hard at least. Effort is a requirement now in today's. You can't just
Yeah.
come out here and be an elite offensive player. Like I'm sorry, that's the game has evolved past that. Your value is as a two-way player. If he like we can talk like there's half court stuff they can work on. There's switches they got to work on. There's like communication issues that they've had. I think Glenn talked about it on Patreon. Um,
Yep.
when they play the Bulls,
Chicago. Yep.
yeah, they had a lot of miscommunications and like that's fine. Like this team is new. They haven't played that much together. A lot of these teams have been playing a lot more than the Hawks have.
Sure.
Porzingis and Ricochet in particular were not in Atlanta when everybody else was during their little mini camp before the season. Like that's just and so it's going to take them time to really get gel and understand where guys are on the defensive side of the floor. I understand that.
You're right about it though. Like I mean, basketball evolves, and like the one thing that I think is most notable about like all the tracking statistics that they've had for the first 2, 3 weeks of the season, whatever it's been, is they're like, oh well, the average pickup point is 4 feet further away from the basket than it was last season, and it's like you look at the sum total, and it's like effort is being codified into the game the way the coaches are coaching it. Like they're
Yep.
making it so that you have to play with effort, and it's you know, obviously Jalen's going to have to get with it uh, to make
Yeah.
sure that the Hawks
Yeah.
can make a part of their system. But let me go back to Glenn one more time, um, since your answer was defense to the first
Yeah.
question. But like, what do the Hawks have to do on offense if they don't have Trae Young?
Well, so I'll go back to you have to use defense to create offense. They're gonna have to
For
play
sure.
strong defensive lineups, create turnovers, get deflections, actually rebound the ball on defense. We can try to do that too. But it's really gonna have to kind of start with really winning the game with your defense and creating easy offense, creating transition off of your defensive plays. I thought Nickeil Alexander-Walker was awesome. He continues to just blow me away, getting downhill, his deceleration, all that stuff, so good, and he was their best defender tonight.
Yes,
He was easily their best defender tonight. Dyson had an impact as well.
sure.
It was a little concerning to see Ricochet struggle with the physicality of Michael Porter Jr. He still needs to get stronger. I thought that was something Quinn maybe rolled with a little longer than he maybe needed to. But also, Zach needs to play. At the same time, he needs to play. So for me, offensively, I think if Trae misses, let's say a month, it's just I'm just totally speculating, guessing here. A lot of Jalen, and I feel better about Nickeil Alexander Walker initiating the offense than I do Dyson right now.
Yes.
You know, but getting Kennard can run your offense. Luke Kennard can run your offense. Now, the only play that Quinn runs for Luke Kennard right now is 2 out, where he goes to the paint, he gets that ram screen, and then he pops out to either the right or the left wing. That's really all they run for him. Because I don't think he wants to look in the middle of the floor. Maybe I think he wants that angle. But they're gonna have to lean on Luke a lot more. And like, thank God he actually started shooting the basketball in this game. Like, I was like, where has that been? And so I mean, it's one of those things where if you lose a Trae for 2, 3 weeks, whatever, if that's the case, I hope it's not any worse than that. I know Hawks fans must be anxious about like waiting for the news of how bad it is, but everybody's got to take on a bigger role and find a way to be successful in an expanded role while your best offensive player is missing, right? I have no qualms about what Nickeil Alexander Walker can give them on offense. He's totally competent, but he's not Trae Young, right? Kennard can shoot the lights out of the basketball, but he's not, that creation is going to have to come, and I think leaning a lot on Jalen's short roll and Yeka's short roll, you're going to have to kind of lean into some other capacity, offensive capacity that's normally more secondary or tertiary kind of priority. That stuff's going to get pushed up towards being more of a primary thing, and so they're gonna have to run 5 out, run inside out, and really lean on those things. And the veterans that are on that floor are going to have to play consistently and understand that they're taking on broader responsibilities, presumably while Trae is out. But for me, this team gives its best chance to win by playing twice as good of defense as they've played at any point this season. They've got to be way better on defense. Kristaps is not impacting the rim enough as a weak side rim protector. He's not a strong enough. He's not rebounding well enough.
Getting a
Anyeka's.
lot of
I mean,
fouls.
Anyeka had a lot of rebounds tonight. He mixed it up, but they're still giving up too many offensive rebounds, and so they just got to be more composed. Like Tyler said, the effort has to be way better. The focus has to be way better. And it all starts with transition defense. Transition defense, get back, get matched up, stop the ball. The first rule of transition defense is to stop the basketball. That gives yourselves a chance to kind of get set. And there's been too many possessions where that has not happened. Across 5 games. That's the stuff they have to clean up for me. And so this team has a lot of shooting, has skilled bigs on offense. So I think they can kind of put together 115 points a game or 100 whatever number we think is appropriate on that side. But they have got if they're going to actually win games, they got to be way better defensively than they've been across 5 games.
One positive development since the last time I think we did a podcast is that they've actually said, yes, we're going to use Mo Gay. Do you have any proclivities one way or the other as to how you want to see these bigs paired up? Who do you want playing with Mo? Who do you want playing with Onyeka? Like how do you want sort of this big rotation to shake out if Mo is now in it? What do you think, Tyler?
With how well Mo is kind of shooting the ball and the comfortability he's shooting with, I don't mind him with any combination. I just think he has to be out there. Just in general, like he's got to play more minutes. Because I mean, Glenn is absolutely right. Reality is Kristaps just hasn't been good defensively. Like he just hasn't. And he hasn't been good in preseason. He wasn't good in preseason. He hasn't been good during the regular season. And like Quinn's got to be prepared to my thing is Quinn just has to be more prepared to just flat out bench him. I think they got lucky that honestly, they got lucky that Kristaps fouled out and Okongwu played because I mean it's just far too easy for teams to score on him on switches. Like these are uncompetitive contests that he was giving, and like he just has to play with more effort defensively. Granted, like it's a double-edged sword with him, like with his injury concerns, there is a level of he could be pacing himself. But if he's going to do that, Quinn just has to understand, all right, Mo's just going to play more because we have to be good on defense. Like that's a non-negotiable, especially without Trae. That's kind of my thing. I also like to Glenn's point about the rebounding to in the game, like Quinn did himself no favors leaving Luke Kennard out there with Dyson Daniels and Nikhil Alexander Walker instead of Ricochet. Like either if you're gonna bring Luke on, then Dyson has to go out the game. Like because the offense is like a for real problem. Like his finishing is just not good right now. And if you want to do an offense for defense switch and to get more shooting into the game, I think you can live with Ricochet out there instead of Dyson on the defensive side of the floor. Because what ended up happening was that Luke was on bigger players and he's just getting out athleted, and they're not getting to the basketball on the defensive side of the floor. Or honestly, bring Mo in and have Jalen play the three with Kennard and Nikhil Alexander Walker. Like honestly, like Mo's been better than Ricochet. I have no problem with him closing with Jalen at the three and Mo at the four and Okongwu at the five. Like Quinn has to be more, but here's my thing. Quinn has to be more adaptive to what's happening on the floor. We're having a problem getting defensive rebounds, but also need shooting. Okay, I'm benching both Dyson and Ricochet, and I'm getting Mo Gay into the game and Luke Kennard. Like he's just got to be more aggressive in what he's doing with these rotations here. At least to me.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about like the changes defensively for Kristaps. Like in Boston, basically all he did was he's in the weak side corner, low man, and that's really all. They didn't ever want him up the floor. They didn't ever let anyone take him up the floor. And the only exceptions are you're playing Jokic, you can't really get away with that. You're playing Vucevic, you can't really get away with that because he's going to be up, be on the 3-point line. Those are the two kind of main guys that. But I mean, Jokic is. That's that's not what he gets to do here. He doesn't get to do that here, right? Is just kind of work from the weak side corner to the rim, work from the weak side corner to the rim. He's got to be in the middle of the floor. He's got to have better feel for spacing and timing of helping someone that's trying to contain a downhill drive or someone attacking the team. He's got to feel that timing out better and get there and show up on time. But and I don't want to sound like I'm overly defending him, but it is a completely different
Yeah,
thing
that's
they're asking him to do than what Boston did. And so,
That's right.
do I would say I hope in 10 games that he's figured that out, that timing is there, that feel is there, that connectivity is there. Hope so. I hope so, because he's way too capable of truly impacting the rim defensively when he has that timing and fill down. So that's a completely different kind of thing they're asking him to do. But for me, it's like I think if you want to switch, depends on what you want to do, right? If you want to switch 1 through 5, Onyeka and Mo are your best candidates for that. If you want to play drop, you got Porzingis and then Jalen. Jalen's got to figure his stuff out on defense. He's got to figure it out. And so it just kind of depends upon what you want to do, and now the whole league at the end of games, close games, final possessions, they put 5 switchable guys on the floor and they switch everything. And it takes you say you got 6 seconds to try to create a shot. You're down, the other team is down 2 points. You're switching everything, and they basically just don't let them run what they're trying to run, and they just shut it down. And I think, for me, Quinn's got to be willing to lean into that Onyeka, Mo, Zach, I don't know, or
Jalen.
Naw and Dyson, right? And Zach, what are those 5 are? Because everybody else, literally everybody, and Trae has to come off for that, right? Trae has to come off for that possession, right? Because the whole rest of the league just switches everything and they don't let you run what you drew up during the timeout. And we see some of that with the Hawks, but it's a little weird that sometimes we don't see that. And I know that there are times that Quinn will leave Trae out there because, hey, if we get the stop, we want to get the ball to Trae. He'll take the foul. He'll make the free. So there's a trade off there. But I still rather lean into a completely switchable lineup on late possessions, close, and live with that. But it'll be interesting to see which way Quinn goes with that.
If if I like, I think there's room for Kristaps to get better, but I'm still super wary of a Jalen Porzingis 4-5. Is it possible to put Mo out there with both of them in the right circumstances? Like it,
I mean, right now it's possible to do anything with Mo. Like
Yeah.
because it's not just his interior defense. Like the way he's able to guard out in front now is he was not doing this 2 years ago. Like he could not guard point guards the way he's just guarding out in front and like not conceding anything to anybody, and it's like a active presence on the ball or off the ball. So like you can just in general, like full stop. Mo Gay has been one of the Hawks' best players, and he just needs to play more. If that
Yeah.
means Reese Shea loses time, if that means Dyson Daniels loses time, so be it. Because those two guys, for as much as I love them, they haven't been as good as Mo. They just haven't. And like honestly, Mo's been better than Jalen defensively, significantly. And
I
oh,
mean,
it's just,
you're comparing like fifth percentile with like
but it should,
95th percentile. Like it's not
but
that
Kevin,
close.
it shouldn't,
It
it should
shouldn't
not
be, but it is.
despairing, but it is. Combined with Okongwu needs to play more than Porzingis. Like he just
He does.
does.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I love what Porzingis brings to this team, but the tape does not lie right now about who's the better basketball player. Like it just doesn't. Okongwu is significantly better right now than Kristaps Porzingis. Even though they're going to need Porzingis' offense
For sure.
with Trae out.
Yep.
That is
Absolutely.
one reality. They're going to have to lean on Porzingis. So that's why I'm like, okay, more Gay, more Kongu lineups. I mean, Jalen's going to have to play again. Glenn is right. Even with Jalen's absolute, like, I can't even describe the lack of effort on some of these possessions. He's still got to play. Like, again, because offensively, nobody's keeping him from the front of the rim. Nobody. And it's one of those things where it's like, bro, if you lock in on defense, I'm not asking you to be all defense at this point. I'm just asking you to be a professional. If he does that, this is all NBA level of good on offense. It doesn't matter who the team puts on him. He's going right through them and finishing tough baskets at the rim. He should have got an and one on that near free throw line dunk. That was unbelievable. It's I'm so critical of Jalen right now because I want him to understand. Like I kind of I'm hoping he figures it out here a little bit on the defensive end because he can be one of the 10 best players in the sport. And I don't think that's hyperbolic for me, even with him not taking threes. If he's going to just be um, a consistent downhill driver with his passing, like there's just not that many like guys who could do everything on the floor that what Jalen can do. So I'm really hoping he gets it together on defense because offensively there really aren't any complaints at all. Like he has been unreal getting to the rim.
Yeah, just circle back if you want to play Onyeka, Jalen, Mo, it really matters who's playing at guard, right?
Yeah,
Because like if Dyson's on the floor, you got two guys that aren't good enough shooters, right?
right.
Dyson over the arc of the season, Dyson's going to be their best defender. He just is, right?
Sure.
Mo's going to really push to be maybe number two. I mean, he's
Yeah,
been so phenomenal. He's been so phenomenal. But you have to have two guards that can actually shoot the basketball to make
sure.
that front court work.
Yep.
And so it's that configuration, the backcourt configuration, really matters to kind of make that work with those guys.
That's where it's going to be good to see if Quinn's willing to experiment a little bit because I do think they can get away. They can play Zach at the two here, some with Jalen as a ball handler, and Mo's improved ball handling, Zach's improved ball handling, combined with Nikhil Alexander Walker or Luke Kennard. Like if they really want to protect Luke here, and that could be like a future lineup where you have Trae out there instead of Luke Kennard. If you're able to really make it work with Zach at the two, just so that you have enough rebounding, because that's the issue right now. When he goes to these three guard lineups, the Hawks aren't getting defensive rebounds. For as big as Dyson Daniels is, he's not Zachary Risacher level big, and so there's even though Zach's like not a great defensive rebounder in a vacuum, if he's playing against a smaller player, he's able to grab the rebound fairly consistently in ways that like Luke Kennard, if Luke Kennard's on the floor, he's guarding like a bigger player typically, and it's just an issue. So I think Quinn's got to be willing to experiment more, and willing to experiment is not playing Keaton Walls. Like I'm sorry, I love Keaton. Like
Same.
I understand, he's been a great culture fit, but like I was tweeting and skeeting about this all night. His defense is an actual problem. It goes beyond the fact I think he's lost a little bit of the athleticism that he used to have laterally, combined with he's just not making the right reads on defense, and it's getting the Hawks like he gave up an easy like he switched for no reason when Risa was over Michael Porter Jr. Like he gave up an easy backdoor layup. So it's just one of those things where he's got to Quinn to me has to shorten the rotation with Trae out, play Mo Gay more, play Jalen at the three, play Zach at the two, play bigger. You have the size, and these guys have the skill level to get away with playing bigger with more size. And Quinn, I think Quinn needs to lean into that because they got to be an offensive rebounding team. They've got to be a good defensive rebounding team, and they got to create havoc on the defensive side of the floor. That's not happening with these three guard lineups.
The other thing about
Yeah,
Keaton defensively, like not being as impactful as you might think, it's like because it's not just what he does when he's on the ball or when he's one pass away from the ball. You also have to take into account his defense when he's on the weak side as a help defender, because in some of the first couple of games, teams were getting him as the help defender, and like he just can't make a play at the rim and have the corner shooter covered. Like he's just, you have to be unbelievable to be able to do that at like 6'1". And I mean, as good of a defender as he is, he's not that. Like, so you have to factor that in too. And it's like, even if he's really good on the ball, like there's other things where that size comes into play, and he just, can't
yeah.
be as impactful as a help defender when he ends up on the weak side of the ball.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like there's a little bit of a misconception of like what he is defensively, right? His screen navigation is more like a B plus, not an A, right? I mean, he's a pretty muscular guy. Like
Yeah, he's
he's
strong.
well put together.
Yep.
His best quality as a defender is when he can play with physicality. He's very strong, really, really strong. But you get him in space with a dynamic guard, and that's something that I think is he's not totally well suited for. Right? I want him in a position to impact the play with his physicality. That's his strength to me on defense. And that's not to say his screen navigation is terrible, but it's not like I mean, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Dyson get over every single screen, you know. So for me, it's like I want him. I don't even mind him guarding a small forward, like just putting a body on him, and in that sense, unless it's someone that an all-star level small forward, but yeah, his is more physicality. But you're right, like as low man, he has no verticality to impact the play at the rim. He's not that kind of athlete in that sense. It's more the physicality that I think that they need to set him up for.
We've got
It,
breaking news. I don't know. I guess maybe you probably known this, but I don't think we brought it up on the podcast. It says Quinn Snyder said that Trae Young does not have an issue with his ACL, which I guess is good news.
How
I
would you
don't know
know
how
that?
much of
Okay, I
any
guess
of
the
the
trade. I
stuff it
guess
rules
that has
out,
to
but
come
it,
from
it's
I,
better than having an ACL injury.
that's
that
fine.
has to come from the training staff, right? It has to come from the
Yeah,
training staff. Yeah.
I'm guessing there was some confidence because he did like Trae on for the positive side. Trae did come back into the game and like he tried to play, and then I think he just said, "Nah, I can't do it," and then he did run off the floor too. So I think the worst case scenarios might be out there, but again, I'll wait till the MRI shows up. What the X-ray show.
Which is
To
coming
me, I think
tomorrow.
this. Yeah, I think this is going to probably be a 2 week plus injury at best case scenario. We'll see. Trey's a pretty tough guy though. Like he's played through significant injuries before, but like a knee is a little different. So we'll
Yep.
see. We'll see with Trey here. But I do think a, 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 a positive of this, even though again Dyson to close the game wasn't very good offensively. I thought when Trae went out and he was tasked with more offensive responsibilities, I thought he did a good job of running the offense, like overall. I do think he did do that, and I do see a scenario where if Trae's out for a couple games, Dyson is able to reestablish his offensive game, combined with maybe Quinn understanding, hey, I got to get Dyson out here without Jalen and Trae on the floor. You know, get him out there with more spacing lineups, but it's going to be on Dyson to finish at the rim. Like he's just got to finish these. He's got to be strong. He has to be stronger on his drives. That's the biggest problem. He's doing these um, 1 footed touch layups instead of using his massive shoulders, which he has, and playing off of 2 feet. If he plays off 2 feet, he's able to get. I promise you, he'll be able to get to the floater, which is his bread and butter here a little bit more, and it's a little bit different than the standard spin move that teams are absolutely taking away. That no team is get. He has yet to get the spin move off. Every team is playing him for the spin. He's got to find a different move. My thing is just duck. Use your shoulders, use your elbows. Like they don't call it. You know, 100% of the time. Play with more physicality. Play through the contact, create that separation that way, and then try to finish instead of trying to speed layup when he has to size it. Oftentimes he's being guarded by smaller players. He's just not using his physicality to create the separation the way he needs to.
You said it
Yeah,
perfectly. With this,
yeah,
the thing about the spin move, it's like he's got such a he did what he did last season with a very minimal toolkit, but he just perfected that toolkit. And now it's like teams have scouted it and adjusted it. They're taking away the spin move, and that just necessitates a complete recalibration of how he's going to attack some of these drives.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's
They opposing defenses are defending it completely different this year, right? They know he wants to work to the left side of the lane towards the rim and spin back to the middle, and the defender is basically stonewalling him at 5 to 7 feet, and a second defender is coming down. Once he turns his back, the second defender is coming down and impacting him from the back, right? So they're sending a second defender at him on that spin move. So the book is out. Like everybody knows that's what he wants to get to. That's his number one thing he wants to get to. So he does need to develop other ways to get to the rim. I thought he was better offensively tonight. He made some
for
good
sure.
passes. He broke the defense down. But
Yeah.
for me, Trae is off. If you're going to run the offense through Dyson, you need Max shooting on the floor to create space for him. He's not an advanced enough ball handler to drive into three bodies in the paint and deal with that. But he's not that, right? And so I want to see him on with Porzingis. I want to see him on with Porzingis and Onyeka, maybe even at times, or Luke. The more shooting you can put around him, the more you're going to simplify the task for him and set him up for more success.
The Hawks still have something of a Jalen Dyson problem. Like those two pieces don't fit well enough together when neither one of them even wants to attempt to shoot a three. Like they just don't have the spacing to work with each other. And so it's going to require, it's going to get worse with Trae gone, honestly, I think.
Yep. Yep.
But that goes back to the defense point. Like if Jalen
For sure.
locks in here, they can play more in transition with those two on the floor and really cause havoc on the defensive end. Like he is a much better defender than what he showed. Uh,
Quinn
Brad,
in the preseason, Quinn just couldn't talk about it enough. Like just not even being asked about it. Maybe it was a question about Jalen, maybe it was a question about defense, and he would just say, by the way, I just want to tell you how pleased I am with how attentive Jalen Johnson has been on defense this preseason or this camp.
that's why it's been so disappointing. I don't think Quinn was lying there.
Okay, I
Like
don't know. I don't know if it was like he was doing some of it and he wanted to really get him to do more of
no,
it or what. I don't know. But it
I,
was
I,
just
I,
very
I
odd that that's how he was approaching it.
like this is a mental thing with him. Like I think it's just a lack of like I hate to say keep saying it's a lack of focus. It is a lack of focus. He's just not locked in, on that side of the floor. It could be, he's feeling more confident on the offensive end and he has more responsibilities. But he needs to find a better balance in what he has. Uh, to me, because like he's not, it's not as if he's Luka Doncic out here commandeering the offense and running everything. Like that's not how the Hawks are playing, even with him, without Trae. So he's got to find a better balance, defensively and focus and lock in. Like it's really been I can't it's been super disappointing his start to the season, considering how well he's played at literally doing anything else on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, he's strong. He's got a lot of verticality. He has a lot of athleticism that he can deploy defensively, and he's
He has
just not
great
doing.
hands.
Yeah,
He has
and
great
he's just
hands too.
and he's just
Like
not doing it right now.
He
So
made a great play in the fourth quarter, guarding the inbounds pass,
yeah,
deflecting it, saving it. Like, I mean, he can make
when
plays.
he wants to be disruptive, he is like nearly impossible to score on. Like it's just I don't know. It's a focus thing. It's an effort thing here. So
Are there players whose defense gets better when they feel comfortable on offense? Like they make a shot, they get a little bit going on offense, and then that triggers their defense. And if so, is Jalen one of those people?
I mean, he's playing the best offense he's ever had, and like the defense has never been worse to me. Like this is bizarre. Like Kevin. It's bizarre to
Yeah,
watch.
it was
He's
the
had
first quarter was rough.
he's had problems throughout his career with focus and effort. Like that is the book on him. That's partly why he fell to the 20th, beyond the fact that, he got a bad rap at Duke. Like that's just why he fell all the way to 20, even though he's a elite talent and could be an all NBA caliber player. But like if he wants to be one of the greats, like he has a chance to be legitimately one of the greats to me. Like Hawks retire his jersey. Great.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but he's going to have to buy in on the defensive end. Like, there's no reason for him to be this bad. Like, it's one thing for him to not be like elite,
yeah,
but like he's been bad on
yeah,
defense, and that's
yeah.
where it's like, what's happening?
Yeah, I think the other thing he has to settle into is the Hawks don't want Kristaps up the floor, right? So they may switch 1 through 4 when Kristaps is on the floor. It may look like that, right? When Onyeka's on, they may switch 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And so he's got to understand that when Onyeka's on, it's the defense is schemed like this, and when Kristaps is on, the defense is schemed like this. and it's not the same thing, right? And so I think he has to kind of really understand that the scheme changes based upon which center he's playing next to, and maybe that's the biggest adjustment for him that he's dealing with right now. I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for him. He needs to be better. He needs to play harder. Needs to be more engaged. All that sort of stuff. But they do run completely different schemes when Onyeka's on versus Kristaps at the five.
And by the way, like Onyeka, Onyeka's playing some great ball. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
he had a rough, I don't know what, 2 quarters to start the season, and since then he's been absolutely nailed. So like hopefully, they're going to need because they're going to need a Kongu in particular, especially offensively. Like he's legitimately one of their better offensive players. He might be honestly, he might be the best two-way player at the moment. So they're going to need a lot of him. And like I said before, I do think Quinn's going to have to work in these Kongu, Mo Gay, Jalen Johnson lineups, uh, whatever it takes so that Keaton Wallace isn't playing. He needs to shorten. He needs to go from a 4 guard rotation to a 3 guard rotation. There's no reason to play V. There's no reason to play Keaton, even though again, great culture guys and good in a pinch. This is not the moment for them to be playing right now when you don't have to play them. Like utilize Mo Gay's talents on the defensive side of the floor to generate easy buckets in transition so that the game is just a lot easier for everybody because nobody's able to score when Mo's in the game right now. Like he's too good defensively to not be playing well to me.
Never mind. I can't. We don't have enough time to open a new can of worms. Maybe if trends continue, I'm going to save this question because it's there, but a
Teaser.
lot to think about. Lots and lots to think about, and some fun games coming up. I appreciate you jumping in with me right after this game, and let's see what happens this weekend.
Yeah.
Good night, Bob.
Good night, Bob.
Bye, Bob.